Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Croatia. And you're wondering, why am I looking at the East Indies region? Is that correct? Subcontinent, yes, excuse me. Why am I looking at the East Indies this way, particularly in the regions of Malaya, Banja, Moluccas, and all that? Well, that's because now I have an intense interest in this area, as we have recently conquered Fiji under the Croatian flag, in which now they are to return to port towards Dimak. So that's where they'll be headed. And we have two armies present on standby. So we have them present because we want to get ready for our next place to expand, even though we're supposed to be coring these soon. But look how close we are to getting to this next idea group. I think we should suggest that we should you know, for all that. And plus, I feel that this term is going to come up and we may want to appoint somebody of that or remain military. I mean, who knows? But we'll be getting our next idea group in a couple of months. But I think it would be proper to go for someone with more administrative skill for our next candidate, so we could get this a bit faster, so we can core these provinces soon. Because you don't want to have too much overextension when you fight your next war. And I know some say, why aren't you recovering your manpower fast enough? Oh, don't worry, we will. But the thing is, Junior, I don't know where the hell that Junior part just came out of. I was watching some TV show last night, which I'm really hooked on it. But anyways, wait, look, our manpower numbers is considered average by Croatian standards, but it would take almost a decade to get it back to full strength if we just sit there, do nothing, and all that, unless we ask for favors from other people, such as our good friends the Mamluks, which we already asked a favor for money and for more soldiers, which, as a matter of fact, we can get this from soldiers very soon. I'm for that. Get it off of the Mamluks, tell them, hey, send some manpower this way. And in addition, our tributary state of Cree, which gives us no money because I told them to give me manpower as tribute. It may not be much, but every little bit helps. And plus their liberty desire is rather low, as their opinion on us isn't great, which is understandable. I don't need your artifacts, I don't need money. Wait a minute, that's all money. It has nothing to do with, you know, the manpower as tribute. Doesn't really say anything about it as far as manpower recovery is concerned. But at least the land force of it has increased thanks to, you know, certain investments like that officers mess we made, as well as the creation of Croatian Canada. That also helps our land force sum it up. So when we get our manpower up to the max, so to speak, we'll create new armies to protect Croatia, the mainland. And that's where they are now. So my interest currently is the expansion of this area, because we want more control of the coastal centers of trade. And we have this, we have that, we got this. But I am also particularly interested in Brunei. It also has a coastal center of trade there. But especially there. That's under the control of Luwu, home of the spices. And plus, Brunei has two more coastal centers of trade in those areas. There and there. Because Lou has the most power of the Moluccas, but I want some of that power as we have a merchant present there. Do we? Yes, we do. It's just we're not getting much money out of that, so I'd rather have more control of that in a trade power for the company. And as you people well know, and it's practically common knowledge at this point, that despite our increased mercantilism, the most valuable trade node in the world is the English Channel, and there is no way you're going to get that off of that. But fortunately, we have the most trade power, 20%, needs more for Malacca. The third most valuable trade node in the world. And look at the money we get. Slightly more than Gujarat. And Gujarat is getting up there in terms of most valuable trade node above Coromandel. So people say, well, the East India Trade Company gives you a lot. Nope, it's the West India Trade Company on the side of Gujarat is where you get a lot of it. But most valuable is Malacca, and we want some of that. But as you look, where do they get all this from? We do have a merchant present in Siam, which we're sending some of that to Malacca. But also, Hangzhou is another area of good amount that can be sent. So if I had more merchants, and I have some degree of trade power from Canton, but Hangzhou, well, there's none total, because a lot of that's outgoing, mostly up to Beijing, which is a pretty valuable trade node in itself, but it's kind of far away from here. And of course, you can't ask the Ming for to say, where the hell is it? The charter company. They'll never give that away because too powerful. Korea's at war, so we can't ask them either. Sounds like an idea. Or what about sending colonists over there so that way we have a presence there? That would be right next door to Japan, and plus, that'll be well of our way out of what we're trying to get at here. Plus the Garen trade node probably doesn't have much, I would assume. No. Not much at all. Rather tempting. I'm surprised nobody touched this island. And there's a good reason. Attack Ryukyu? You're attacking Ming Empire. And nobody wants to fight against the Ming Empire. Nobody should dare touch it. Because if you want to go to war directly, nobody's going to come with you, and it's going to be you and you alone, and you're going to get your tail kicked. Now, where I would dispose of this merchant? I know where to send him. Gulf of St. Lawrence trade node. Could have sworn I thought I did that in a previous episode. Because look at the value. There's some value in that. And Croatia, the Croatian colony of Croatia, Canada, has the St. Lawrence study and the Australia. This already has a stock exchange, and so does this. We could potentially help them increase the trade node value of it even more for the areas of Croatia, Canada to build more manufactories. Which they don't have them at the moment, but don't develop it too much, that'll increase their liberty desire. But they got some trade stations, so they'll manage. Not willing to invest my money in yet because we have plans. Now the trade goods this area is the reason why it's not just the spices that I've wanted, because it still has some value despite the decline of the spice trade because of its current price. You see? They also have some areas, like say, you know, now lead the coastal centers trade for more trade power, that we can also invest in the trade company to increase the value of it in areas that has, you know, like coffee. It's already got a plantation there. Where it makes me wonder, why don't we get that share, huh? This has coffee too. And look, Timor Island, West and East Timor. No buildings. It's got incense, trade value modifier. My goodness, that's very good. It's rather it used to be a core province of Portugal, and 20 years it'll be gone. So apparently it used to be under the control of Portugal, but they lost it long ago. So I don't know the history of this area, but I do know it used to be once Portuguese, but Majapahit hit separatists, and they later took the island, or whoever was separatist, and all that. Now Majapahit, yeah, they hold 2 areas of fish, not much, but tropical wood can't be denied. That's for construction cost reduction. Cloth is always good. And Spain, this part of Spain here, revolutionary Spain, under the control of separatists. It's occupied by separatists, but if it becomes independent, more spices for us. But I'm rather interested in this area. Lampong pepper. Local goods produced +2. Produces a great deal of the world's pepper. So yeah, that's what we're into these days. We're in the business, you know. We're not fighting for our country anymore. We're fighting for the company. For the expansion to help increase our trade income. The amount of income we get from trade doubles those of production and taxation, and there's a driving reason for it. Not only for riches, but also look. The ideas of revolutionary ideas is spreading to some of other people's lands, including our country. And because of that, the autonomy goes down a bit. I mean, not the capital, but other areas. I could have sworn, thought area got a little more autonomy. But apparently not. Just seemed paranoid, that's all. Cannot be lower than 12%. Well, despite what it says, I thought it would have an adverse effect on it, but no. No, you're not. You're fine. You're just being paranoid, that's all. There's no other buildings we can build with this. So that is our attention then. When do we get our next idea group? November. Next year. Around next year. Go to war for the islands. But the likely target will be against Brunei or Luwu. Or even Majapahit. Or Bone. Or anybody. Just wait for people to come home. And yes, our stability is lowered. I'm just abiding my time. Why peace between Spain and Great Britain? All that for nothing. And Great Britain is winning on the defense against France. Just out of curiosity. Ah, okay. I had thought about Colombia at the moment. Oh, son of a beeswax. Thought about considering the war against Brunei, but look. Guaranteed by Portugal. Portugal would join with its massive manpower, which can't do that, but there is a way around it. Who else here on with? Sulu. Aha! If you want those coastal areas of Brunei that has coastal centers trade, here and here would be the main targets. But what else do they hold? Gold mine. Gold is always good. Oh, and they got gems too. God dang it! Why is that island so valuable? And look! Coal! The ultimate prize. Son of a beeswax. What do you want? Gold, coffee, spices, gems, or coal? What is the most valuable to you? What does it mean more to you? Of course, that means you'll be spending a lot more administrative power to core provinces in future. Wait a minute, what is that? Cloths. Don't typically see those here. Local trade power plus 20. Very valuable spice. Is there anyone anywhere? Who else is the owner of the island? Oh, okay, that's Portugal. Hadramut, vassal of Spain. Great Britain. Luwu. And who else is? Ternete. That's currently under siege by it's at war. Well. So that's where they get their trade power from. It's from those things. I'm gonna be writing down those notes on places to take over. There's nowhere else in the world that has that. No. Nowhere in the world has that. So again, clove is a very valuable spice native to the Molucca Islands in Indonesia. It has been a center of several wars to control its production. Cloves, how do you pronounce that? Are aromatic flower buds that are harvested when those buds transition to a bright red from the original pale hue. Cloves are extensively used in cuisines from Asia to the Mediterranean and to America via colonization. I must have those. Because it's part of that trade note here. While it's not as valuable as, say, Malacca, but having control of this and having more trade power, then that means we collect more money out of that. Or, if you wish, transfer its trade power to there. Son of a beeswax, we know our targets, besides centers of trade. Hey. Hey, where are those ships that are set to return? Oh, there you are. You're still on the way. It just arrived. There you go. Have not seen a single Spanish forces. Again, Spanish forces were busy with Britain. So It's been occupied by separatists for a long time, so what if? Hey. Actually... Go move them. New Croatia has embraced industrialization. Finally. Now, I've been thinking of what idea group should be. My original plan was to be with maritime ideas, which would have given us a lot more naval tradition from protecting trade, more sailors, global ship repair up and maintenance lowered, even more naval force limit, ship cost reduction, leaders without upkeep is always attractive. Excuse me. And naval fighting structure should add more efficiency to blockade and privateering. We don't do a lot of privateering. Not much, at least. Unless your rivals are somebody that you absolutely hate, then maybe I would do privateering over a Seville trade note or something. If I'm that desperate. But then again, I could go for offensive ideas, which would have land leader improvements. So our generals will be a lot better. And get more prestige from land battles. Siege ability up as we've been on the offensive lately. But this also helps. Land force limit increases. And more discipline so we can, you know, fight better. And when you're fully unlocked, recover army morale speed. So that's a highly likely option. But this, however, is mercenary. Core creation costs is always fine. Even though we've been expanding as if we were Mughals or something, but we're doing it for the company. Bunch of mercenary related stuff. More advisors is always nice. Administrative technology cost reduction, but adds more governing capacity if you were to finish it. Just pecking at the mouse to try to think. Influence. We don't have much of vassals. It's not necessary. Love to have diplomatic reputation, but... Envoy travel time is not a real issue for me. Even if you send a world away, that takes 100 days to get back here. I grit my teeth for this, but based on what our future wars may look like, especially if we ever fight against France or Spain, or worse, the Timurids, I think it would be wise to go for offensive to complement the quality and defensive ideas that we already have. And I am reinstituting this policy of the exchange of ideas just to have a reduction of an idea cost. And now you're gonna have to start saving up to get more of these. But I believe his term will be coming up soon. Our election day is usually on April, I think. Now, anyways. So do not start any wars until you start beginning to core the provinces if you can afford the costs. Hey! I just remember another thing. Get back to colonizing Africa. economic development. By employing recent technological innovations in the field of machinery, local entrepreneurs have begun to greatly improve their output in Ferrara. As a result, many now travel to the province from the surrounding countryside, eager to seek new work in the growing city of Ferrara. Ferrara will be a great home to them. So the whole area gets urbanization. That's good to know. So if I was you, I would go to war against Lua, which is only allied with Majapahit. Bali is a tributary state of Brunei, but that one we can't disturb. Banja. Brunei, Bali. That can't be disturbed either. What about Bone? Bone is allied with Lua. Majapahit. I think that would be the most likely target. So we could fight these nations. Just, again, the goal being is to grab coastal centers of trade and these islands that they hold, which gives you more trade power for yourself. And the incense and the coffee and all that. But if you wish to go to war against Brunei, it would be best to, you know, just fight Sulu to fight against Brunei. That's a way to get away with it. Excuse me. Got blasted. Always trying to figure out ways. But we're not starting a war until this gets up there first. Canada, that's your problem. Who's that other country? Oh, that's Bone. Okay. Is it pronounced Bone or Bonnet? You know, gotta use your foreign accent. Something was on my... What the hell? I see that British fleet. It's a fleet. 87 light ships? Good God, man. Huh. It's a large fleet. I mean, you're still in the state of war with France, right? Okay, that's one. Okay, it looks like they're finally sending troops to go take care of this. The term is up, thank God. I don't want to keep that man. Because he's the one with the foreign spy detection lowered, so give me a bureaucrat candidate. We'll just help get that administrative power so he can court arrest. Of course, someone's got to take charge of this. Just want to make every army drilled. And if it's 100% drilled, well, soon to be. then you're going to start drilling these other armies. So we just want everybody to be prepared for any potential great wars that we may join. Because nobody wants to be in the business of that. Going down to Morocco. That means you are fighting against Caleb or not. Son of a bit. That means they'll be taking territory from Brunei. They're next to each other, you know? We're gonna have to beat them to it. God blast it. I mean, Luo's not at the state of war, so keep it all in mind. But it's highly doubtful they want to take all of Brunei. No. Their real target is Morocco. And plus, they're at war with Kilwa, which... that means, they're no longer guaranteed. So they started something that they really shouldn't be doing. That complicates things. But the real question is, can they really muster everybody to deal with all the other countries around the world? And plus, I want the share. Get ready. We're going to be moving soon. They're going to resist quite a bit. Well, we do know that some of their armies are based on this side. And Sulu is, well, a small entity that wouldn't matter much. Also, who are these guys? Oh, so that's how we're gonna get around it. But I'd rather fight Sulu and Brunei. Just these two. But Brunei is no longer guaranteed by Portugal. Because, you know, they joined up. Because, of course, they gotta stick together. And Pahang, we don't need to complicate things further, and I'm in no mood to fight in Morocco. The Spanish are gonna take care of that. So you might want to stop protecting that trade node. Fleet will meet up with you. Secretive. Good to know. Stay there. Okay. Now, Brunei. Malacca won't be there because they're deep in the depth. They can't do a thing about it. No, keep drilling. As you were. No one's gonna harm you. You're gonna be taking an awful risk out here. I probably want to send a lot of more light ships to help support. You guys are going to be going to mainland. We're just going to go over here. There's another fleet out there. It all depends on the skill of our admirals. Is there anyone else nearby? Well, Spain, obviously. But there ain't much out there. There's 13,000 of them here. But they've been caught off guard. Can't block it, and we need to... We didn't lose any ships, but we captured 2 transport ships. And more light ships will be on the way to help us out. So we sunk a bunch of them. Get down here. Here's what we're gonna do. We're in need of a quick pickup. Alright, come on, in here, in here. You're the ones that's gonna make the landing. We're gonna land here. And we're just gonna do, you know, a lot of fighting throughout the island. And we'll deal with Sulu later. Just take the areas that it has a coastal center of trade, such as their capital there, which may cost you a lot of, you know, war score and all that. And subsequently, take the area that has the coal. And also the gems. And maybe the gold too. There's trade power in these, you know? Sugar's fine. That's Portugal. And don't forget those coast centers trade too, so we'll only be taking coast centers. Not going to take a big portion of it. But we'll do what we can. We got to fully occupy Brunei first. Unfortunately, this remains Spanish controlled. Move out. Troops, land. We'll be there on the 20th of August, so it's going to be a long wait. Because they have 30 some odd thousand of them there, with more than that. There you are. Land here. First idea. You got another month. Do you mind? Or do we have conditional access? Yes, we do. Thank you. So we'll fight them in this island here. Spread out. You got it. Hunt them down. Where do they go? safe ports. No need for that. Yeah, where they did go. They can only go island hopping as far as they can. Hope they weren't transported out of there. Ships from Croatia and Canada out here. No, they're just going as they wish. In fact, do whatever you want. Go help with the blockade. It helps with the siege. You'll be fine out here. That's what they mean by that, but that effect always goes away every once in a while. That's why eventually we gotta fight to control these islands. If only Hadramaut wasn't a vassal of Spain, but I feared they were gonna be integrated one day. Absenteeism. Given its great influence over the politics of our country, it would be easy to assume that all MPs attended parliamentary sessions with great enthusiasm, eager to do most with the power that they've been trusted with. This is, however, far from the case in any given suburb. There will be some that'll never show up, either because they're still enjoying their estates in the countryside, or because they decided to partake in the many joys of the capital. The trouble has grown more and more late as we fear the foreign dignitaries laughing at us behind our backs, and the number of measures that might be taken to increase attendance, but none that current MPs takes kindly to. There's nothing we could do. Thank you for reminding me, because I have not done anything to reduce trade regulations here, so let's start. I'll use some money. I'll take the hit, but you know we're in war, so we'll get that prestige up again. Bribe them. Need that administrative. Pay the Republican tradition. Lose the military power. Same for this. And this. You can do one more. What's army tradition? 85. You get army tradition winning in battles also, so where are you? Just grant that. I'll get it, but wait till we core the last province. We're just gonna have a look here. Just to see, did they really transport all the troops out of there? So they'll be ready for the defense? Come on, back us up. 'Cause we're not advancing yet. Until we have a complete understanding of what's out there. Guess we don't need to do that anymore. Bunch of infantry, master of arms. Good, more trade for us. For the next 10 years. Come on, let's get the heck out of here. We gotta go help our boys. Wait until March 1st. Depart. Surprised that you are actually sending troops over here, because New Croatia would never do that. But I guess you did that because you like us very much. Oh, sorry. Too much in the zone for wars like these. Our most serene republic's been governed extremely efficiently last year. There's now a recent possibility for us to benefit from this. You know what? Money's always good. That reminds me. Hey, Mamluks! Give me the soldiers. I need some of that manpower. Because we're still trying to recover fully. Even though the casualties that we may take in this war is only going to be what we would consider as acceptable. Landed. Right on them. Although we took a straight crossing and a river crossing. Well, it's an amphibious landing. Right on them. Straight to Brunei, and then we'll engage a small force. After we besiege that and then take the rest, we'll swing around. Way. I just saw their fleet briefly. Yeah. No access, because Spain doesn't like us. Colonial enthusiasm. A new life awaits you in the colonies. A chance to start over in the golden land of opportunity and adventure. Colonial life isn't like this, but people believe it and are racing to get to the colonies before the opportunity disappears. They are fools. For the next 10 years, increased settler chance. Alright. Like to hear that. So basically I'm going to be saving up my money for company investments, knowing what we'll be taking soon. Oh god, extended privileges for the burgers. I'll take the loyalty and influence it. They just need to know their place. No price meddling. Brunei wants peace, but not on my watch. There's still a few more places I want to take for myself. Let's go beat them up. And we'll take care of you soon, Sulu. There's only 2 provinces to take. And then we'll use our transports to swing around, and then we'll take the area where the coal is. Because I need that too. Again, this is part of the Malacca trade node, one of the most valuable trade nodes in the world. Stick together. They're not going anywhere. They'll be in total retreat. Get away from there. Sulu has a center of trade, it's home of gems. It's only a single country, and it's part of the Philippines trade node. Not valuable. Although Tondo is the only other independent country in the Philippines that also has a coal center trade, also has gems. But is a tributary state of Ming, but as in, don't mess with them. They can't be touched. Actually, we can go through there now. Can you walk through there? Yes. Okay, we don't need transport, so... Come on, get down there, quick. We want the coal. The transports stay. They're gone now. You'll have an answer from us soon. Just hang on. Okay. Before we negotiate out of here, so before we can begin our fight with Sulu, which shouldn't be much. Just need you to land here while you begin your blockade. So they'll say that nobody's going anywhere. And we'll know what kind of resistance they have there. Again, just gonna get you guys ready to be transported out of here. Unless I'm looking for negotiations of certain provinces I want to take from them. Come here. Come on. Just getting ready to depart. Okay. So. How much would it be worth to take your capital? It's a lot. For center, coastal center trade, but also these two is also what I would want. But the coal. Well, it looks like what you want. You'll be left out with, although this is going to put us in the negative diplomatic power. The overextension would be, but, it's for the company. And I say no money from that. Plus you make way more decades than you could get it off of them. Is it even worth it? Sure, every little bit helps. And before I do that, all aboard. You're going to Sulu. And you lot will be going home. Well, particularly, someone's got to, you know, protect the newly gained areas. That may cause problems in future. Just popping my knuckles for this. So, they're out of there now. Okay, they're at sea, they're at sea. Now you can implement that. For small prestige gain. Yes, this would make us look like big-time aggressive expansionists. Yes, I understand. We look bad in their eyes. But if they try to form a coalition against us, good luck with that. Form a coalition against us and you'll be dealing with the Mamluks, Akkonulu, Karaman, Commonwealth, everybody. And my colonial friends. Yes, the overextension is dangerously high. It is grossly overextended. These first. Okay. Now assign these provinces to the trade company. And that's what it was about for the company. Should we really take Sulu? That's another question. Should we really take them? Because it's like coastal center trade, and then the only other that's independent, and the rest of it is under controlled by Spain, Hadramut, Britain. I mean, we'll come in and conquer it, but I don't know if we should form a trade company over that. It has a permanent claim, in which Spain would hate that for me to see it under their control. Just looking to see what y'all did to it. What? You have no trade station Oh, I better invest in that a little bit. Well, we'll make company investments later. So Malacca, so that's for Malacca, especially there. Just add more trade power. But these, well, these can be improved upon in future. But after the war, of course. I just smiled a little bit in a grinning manner. No, wouldn't do that. Because I have interests. Now go take the island, but I don't know if I really should take on yet another province, and yet we will create a trade company in which we would probably have very little effect on that. So the Philippines, it's definitely belonged to Spain. And I don't think it'll be worth our time to try to increase the trade value like we did with all the other places. I don't think it's worth our time. In fact, does it have any companies? No. No companies. Now, if you want to take Tondo, you gotta fight against Faroe, which you have to fight against Brunei. Again. As much as I want more, but we're grossly overextended right now. So I don't think we need to take that. This is unnecessary. We'll be willing to fight and beat them up a bit and take the area. But I don't think I'm going to take that province. Just leave it alone. Possibly pillage it if it's well developed. And it's somewhat not worth it. We'll be willing to go kill him. Lost a claim on the province of Gabu. Kanto. Oh yeah, fabricated claims from long ago. Which it decided to drop that plans because it's allied with the Mamluks, our dearest friends. Oh look, there's some lovely filth over here. What they said to me. They ought to cut that out. Now you're gonna have to save up to... So, 8 months. 8 months from now. Well, we can increase that. Though it appears a member of our parliament's been selling secrets to our enemies. How would you otherwise explain the fact that they were all of a sudden seem to be able to predict every move? There were decisions never discussed outside a parliament building. Of course that was one of them. It's always Spain's fault. When you've got problems in your way, blame Spain. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. I'm not taking this island. I'm leaving that alone. Well, you didn't actually leave it alone as much as you... You know. Just head back to Singapore. Just protect your new gains. In case there's any uprisings. Come on, get out of here. What do you want? Because I don't want your land. Do I really need that? Get rid of that. No pillaging. Just the money and the reparations and, well, steer the trade. Because of its proximity of where that's going. Yeah. This one I try to play nice. This time. Once they're all fully cored, as well as the good progress of them being fully cored eventually. Luo, you're next. Because I want those islands and more centers of trade. Speaking of centers of trade. Upgrade these. We could definitely make it a world port, since this is a well-developed area. You picked a very good place. But my issue with that is, there is no trade station. Base production is right there. It's very good. It's one of the best. So, as stated before, we're definitely investing it. But due to this overextension, that's going to hurt the trade power. And, of course, the increased corruption. So we're in the need of a calming down period. We're on a timeout. Wait a minute, what the heck? Okay, that's the infantry. And this is the infantry. I don't know, why is this separated from the others? That these two should get together. As it should be. So don't attack anywhere anymore for the time being. Just focus on the investments of the company. And any fleet that's got transports gets to be transferred to the transport fleet. There you go. More trade power is always needed. At areas where there's coastal centers of trade. And by the way, increase that level. Glad they have stock exchanges. But no trade stations. I'd love to help to increase its value. Oh, don't worry, you'll get your value when we take this over, and these islands where the coffee is, where the incense is, and the big prize, these two here, big prize. And where you find that nowhere else in the world. Now that the coal is here, it also helps it. Anything else to help increase its value as we've always been? Here it is, Croatian township. No, you got it for the whole region. As in the entire East Indies, the entire trade node. You got them. Would you look at that? But also, if you wish, you can upgrade it to a world port. Possible number of buildings. Ah, there you go. I can't recall if Brunei was ever world port if I ever saw one. But we can do that here. Lowers the development cost a bit, but I don't think it matters. All that matters is it gives me more local trade power. Another building. And save a bit. And build a trade station here. To increase local goods produced. All in the name of the company. Even though we already have a world port over there, but now we get one another there. Shamba's got livestock. Well, now that you're back in peacetime, back to your original task. Protect trade. Malacca. Need to get back up to prominence. We don't have that trade power right now because of the overextension with its penalties. Which we're trying to reduce that big time. Good. Oh, hell. Oh, double hell. Go take care of both of them. Something tells me that we need to create another, 10,000 strong African army. Well, you know what I mean. What the hell are you guys doing? Because that's an awfully large military buildup you got there. And allow me to improve relations with you. I apologize for what I've been doing as of late. We only did it in the name of the company. And this has salt. That's pretty good. Save him! Got him. Back to your post. There were 2 native uprisings at the same time. Yeah, trying to get ideas while meanwhile trying to call one more area. And then you got what you want. Just trying to keep quiet about all this. Doesn't cost too much to root out corruption, what it looks like now. Again, we could have taken another gold province, but no, we only took key areas. I decided to leave Sulu alone in case I want to fight against them again. And Brunei. I told them to steer trade to us. Because it goes this way, Increasing its value. That explains it. Build that too. Just to help increase the value. Make it look good for us. There's no center of trade there. But, you know, every little bit helps. Screw it. Glad it has coal. Hey, you forgot again. Oh, God blast it. Stop building that. You stupid idiot. Slapping myself for this. Once you're done coring it, and then you build. Angry at myself for that. Worry about all that later. Faster recruitment time. And I'll be willing to save it up, spend one more idea for Land Leader Fire, very useful. Before we'll... maybe we'll start saving up for that. Should also have a look at this somewhere. I mean, you got this, but... Croatia West India Company, well... I'm gonna need more trade power for that. I can't really do it right now. Croatia Indonesia Company, that needs a little more trade power, which... once we're done coring all the other areas and we get our trade power back up, then we will have another merchant. Flourishing Croatian settlement. Oh, slow down here. Croatian settlers are thriving in Singapore. They've established a small yet influential community, living largely apart from the Malayan overlords. Malayan locals, I should say, in parts of Singapore. One might almost image they were walking the streets of Zagreb as Croatian architecture and institutions dominate their coastal districts. Representatives of the Croatian community in Singapore are seeking investment to further develop the province. Schools, hospitals, and places of worship are needed to accommodate the settlers. Is there really room for that? Is that possible? Well, grant money to build a holy place. Apparently we did. But that gives us very little tax. One down, many to go. Just look at the percentages over here. Again, my priority is get me another merchant, and say that that we'll use that merchant so we could send it to either Hangzhou or Canton to transfer the trade and send it to there, increasing its value even more, as we did with Siam. And I still have in mind increasing the trade value over at Gulf of St. Lawrence for the areas that are now under new Croatian control. But some already have manufactories, which every little bit helps. Starting to improve. Oh my god, Portugal moved inland. Those bastards. Portugal's got a lot of enemies, and we're not one of them. Give me your share of the land. But instead they'll say, no, they're too powerful. Again, Lua will be the next target. But to do that, you're gonna have to declare war against Bone to fight against both Lua and Majapahit. It would be an easy campaign. Because, you know, Bone is a small state with... even... I'm gonna keep calling it Bone because of... I don't know, people who are unfamiliar with pronunciations of areas of Indonesia today. So the prize is not only a few good trade goods that we do not typically have inside of Croatian territory, including areas with coastal centers of trade. China ware is pretty valuable too, but it's these islands are the most desirable things out there. I mean, we know Hadramut owns one, Great Britain owns one, Portugal owns one, but two of them belongs to Lua. But if we can get these two to Croatia, we control the trade of these two more than anything else. Again, you cannot find that trade good anywhere in the world. There's nothing like it. Oh, thank God, this does not turn Portuguese or given a Portuguese territory. The Orthodox Minister. The Orthodox faithful have watched the rise of our Master of Mint, Michael Georgic, with both interest and enthusiasm. To many, he's become proof that it is possible for someone to do well in the Croatian state despite not belonging to the state religion. One day, you might all rise to be like Mike. Be like Mike. There you go. Stability up. More global trade power. More taxing of everything. That is good. Excellent. What else? Again, that's how much we're collecting out of that, but there's a lot of good things for it. Plus, despite what it says, It says that we control 28% of this trade, but if we own the trade goods themselves, that would be for even more. And that trade efficiency through that is what led to us being so wealthy with the trade value that we've been getting. I would promote you, but you're getting old now. Hell, we all get old every damn day, you know that? We'll end the episode soon, because I want the next episode to be about the control of these islands and certain areas for centers of trade. And I've not drilled those armies lately. Well, meanwhile, colonization of Croatian Africa continues, especially when after we get Shamba. Then we put our focus to, you know, the savannah and the highlands, especially those highlands that may be, we may have good luck for getting more trade goods, like that gold one time. Guaranteed by France still. I mean, they didn't attack him directly. Attacked Morocco first. Surprised you haven't done anything reckless. That would drag the whole world into war. You know what? We'll stop at March of 1781. In this year of 1781, that'll be the year of Croatia's next conflict, which is, you know, for the control of these Spice Islands, so to speak, just to increase our trade power and for the company and all that. Did we invest in this area? Yeah, you did, but not much. You did it for the trade power, not the value. Because you realize that this has little value because it's all food-related trade goods and all that. Just looking at it. And of course, you can't touch all the other countries because they're all in this together, including our ally Pasai. Because they're all tributaries to Pasai. That's what made them so... Oh, but it's only a matter of time before they get members from over there to be a tributary. It's almost as if they are trying to be in competition with Ming. And of course, Vijayanagar can't be disturbed because they're allied with the Timurids, and I'm scared as hell for that. Knowing that it's a near impossibility to try to become the dominant trade power of the West India Company unless we send more light ships to protect the said trade. But almost there for the Indonesia Company. Almost. So again, it's going to be this main area here is what we're going to be dealing with here. Oh, one more thing before we go. Okay, there. As the overextension will be going down more and more. And this is not going to till 1783 we'll get this last one. And we know that in the next episode when we fight the next war in this next episode, this war may take about another 2 years. And we're saving up that administrative power for that during the course of the war. So we should have enough to hopefully get to the areas that I wanted, such as a coal center trade here, and some really valuable trade goods, especially these. That's what we're aiming for. Control that, and we will have so much trade power that we should get another merchant from the Company of the Woods. We should have it. And we'll have another merchant and we'll assign him somewhere. But that'll be for the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. For the company, so long for now.